In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to create a PDF viewer within Flutter. Our PDF viewer is going to work on mobile devices, desktop, as well as the web. Our application will have the ability to scroll through our PDF by either using gestures or using the buttons that we have created within our application. Our application is also going to show us a number for the current page that we're on, as well as the total pages that are within our PDF, and we'll have the ability to zoom into our PDF and then take a look at it in more detail without losing any considerable quality. So with this said, let's get into the video. So to get started, initialize an empty Flutter project, and then the first thing that we're going to be doing is taking a look at the package that we're going to be using to get this functionality within our Flutter application. We're going to be using the PDFx package, which allows us to render and show PDF documents on web, Mac OS, Android, iOS, as well as Windows. So I'm going to be copying this dependency. Then I'm going to be coming back to my pubspec.yaml file. And here what I'm going to be doing is that after my dependencies for Cupertino icons, I'm going to be adding PDFx. Once this is done, I'm going to let Flutter PubGet do its magic. And while this is happening, I can tell you that I have created a home page, which is just a simple stateful widget, which I'm going to be using to encompass all of the logic for our application today. Once Flutter PubGet has done its magic, I'm going to go ahead and start debugging my application, and then I'm going to resume the video again. Welcome back, everybody. So now that our application is running, the first thing that I'm going to be doing is actually tackling the task of creating an app bar. So this is going to be pretty easy. I'm going to come to my build method and then come to the scaffold. I'm going to define an app bar here, and then I'm just going to copy and paste this app bar object in because it's very simple. And then do command save. And now we have an app bar that's red in color showing us the title PDF viewer. Once this is done, to get started with showing a PDF onto our device, what we have to do is create a controller that our PDF view is going to use in order to display the PDF. So to do that, let's create the controller first. So I'm going to come to the top of my homepage state class, and here I'm going to create a variable late PDF, and then I'm going to say that this is going to be called controller pinch, and you can either use a normal PDF controller or a PDF controller pinch. The pinch controller goes with the PDF pinch view, the PDF controller goes with the normal PDF view, and the reason we're using the pinch controller is because it's going to allow us to zoom into our PDF files without losing any considerable quality. So if you're creating an application where you do not need the ability to zoom into PDFs, then use the PDF view and the PDF controller. All of the other logic is going to remain the same, but if you want the ability to actually zoom into PDFs, then use the PDF controller pinch. Once you've created the PDF controller pinch, I'm going to give this variable a name, and then I'm going to come ahead and create a init state function where after my superclass's init state function has been called, I'm going to set our PDF controller pinch variable equal to a new instance of PDF controller pinch, like so, and then we need to pass it an actual document that is going to display. So firstly, what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be loading this PDF file from my assets. So I'm going to come to my Flutter project. I'm going to create a new folder under here called assets. Then I'm going to create a new folder under this called PDFs. And then I'm going to be revealing this within Finder, or if you're using Windows, it's going to be File Explorer. And then I'm going to be copying a PDF in. By the way, links to all of the resources that I use within this video, as well as a link to the source code, will be in the video's description. So feel free to take a look at it if you're interested. In there, you're also going to find this example PDF. So I'm going to copy and paste this PDF in, and now within my assets PDFs folder, I have the example PDF. So now what I need to do is actually let Flutter know that it needs to load these assets in and make it available to us. So for that, I'll come to pubspec.yaml. I'm going to come to the point where we have Flutter and then the assets. I'm going to uncomment the two lines, and then I'm going to basically say that we're going to have assets / PDF, and I'm going to make everything available under that. So it's PDFs. So I'm going to do this and do command save. Once this is done, I will recommend that you actually stop running your application and start running it again. But before we do that, what I'm going to be doing is that for my document, I'm going to say that I'm going to do PDF document, and then I'm going to say that we're going to use the open asset constructor. You can also use the open data method if you want that, or open file. It just depends on you. Open data takes in a list of uint8s, while open file takes in a file path. So if you have a file on the user's device, then you're going to be using open file. But I'm going to be using open asset, and here I'm going to be passing the path to my assets file. So I'm going to hover over it. I'm going to right click over the actual PDF, copy the relative path, paste it in, and then I'm going to do command save. Once this is done, what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be stop running my application and I'm going to restart it. So now once I restarted my application once again, you can see that I got two statements printed to my debug console that says that it opened an asset document and then it opened a file document, and it's telling me that the PDF file has now been opened. So this means that without any errors, we have successfully and correctly initialized our PDF controller. So now what we have to do is use a PDF view to show this PDF and then give the controller to it. So to do that, I'm going to come to my build function, to the scaffold, then I'm going to come to the body attribute for this, and I'm going to set that equal to be a function called build UI. Once this is done, I'm going to define this function by saying this function will return a widget. It's going to be called a build UI. And then here, what I'm going to be doing is saying that this function is going to return a column. And this column is going to have children, and the children's list for now is going to be empty. Once this is done, within this column, I'm going to be adding a call to a function, which I'm going to call PDFView, like so. And then I'm going to create this function below by doing PDFView, like so. Then within this, what I'm going to be doing is actually returning an expanded widget. And this expanded widget is going to have a child. And what is the child going to be? Well, it's going to be PDFView pinch. If you were using a normal PDF controller, then you would use the normal PDF view. If you are using the pinch controller, then you'll use the PDF pinch view. And then I'm going to pass it the controller, which is going to be our PDF controller pinch, like so. Do Alt-Shift-F, Command save, and you can see that the PDF file is now appearing on our screen. So now that this is done, you can actually scroll through the PDF file, and I'm going to be showing you a cool few tricks that you can do to the PDF pinch view to change the functionality of the actual view. So firstly, how can we change the scroll direction? For that, you can actually take a look at the PDF view pinch, and you're going to see that it gives us the ability to define the scroll direction. By default, it's vertical, but you can do axis.horizontal, and then the pages of the PDF can be scrolled in a horizontal manner, but I will go ahead and set this to vertical because that's the way I like it. So now that this is done, the next thing that I want to do is that I want to create the UI that is going to allow me to programmatically go through the pages of the PDF without having to scroll through them. So to do that, what I'm going to be doing is firstly, I'm going to be coming to my column, and here I'm going to be creating a row as one of the children for the column. I'm going to define the children's list for the row. And then before I define anything else, I'm going to go ahead and define the main axis size, the main axis alignment, and the cross axis alignment for the row. Then for the children, the first thing that I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be adding a text widget. And this text widget is going to say that we have X amount of total pages within our PDF. So I'm going to do total pages as the text, and then I'm going to interpolate within it an actual variable that will hold the reference to how many total pages we have. So I'm going to go to the top of my class, and here I'm going to create a variable which is going to be responsible for storing this information. So I'm going to call total page count, and it's going to start off as 0. And then I'm going to take this variable and I'm going to put this within the total pages string. And now you can see that it's telling us that it's total pages 0. Now what I want to do is actually update the total pages count to actually reflect the count of how many pages we have within our PDF. So for that, we can go on to our PDF view pinch, and then we can actually define the callback function for on document loaded, which provides us a document. So I'm going to say when on document loaded, this is the callback function for it. We're going to get a doc passed to us, and within this, I'm going to call set state, and then I'm going to set our total pages count equal to doc dot and then pages count, like so. Do Alt-Shift-F, Command save, and then if I restart my application, you're going to see that now we're seeing total pages are equal to 4. Now what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be creating another variable which is going to keep track of our current page, and I'm going to be setting this to 1. Then what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be coming to my PDF view, and I'm going to be defining the callback function for all page changed. When our page gets changed, we're going to get a page that's going to be passed to us, which is going to be an int depicting what page we're on. So I'm going to call set state, and I'm going to say that our current page is going to be equal to page. So once this is done, the next thing that I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be coming to my build UI column and then the row. And then after my text widget, I'm going to be adding a button which will allow us to go back within our PDF. So for this, what I'll do is that I'm going to say that we're going to have an icon button. The icon button is going to have an on pressed callback, which for now is going to be empty. And then it's going to have an icon attribute, which is going to be icon icons dot, and then it's going to be arrow back, like so. And then do Alt-Shift-F, Command save. After this, what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be copying this icon button and I'm going to be pasting it again. And this time it's going to be arrow forward. And in between this, I'm going to have a text, which is just basically going to be the current page that we are on. So for that, I'm going to say current page, and it's going to be the current page, like so. Now, if I go through my PDF, you're seeing that the current page is updating as I scroll through my PDF, but these buttons are not working the way I want them to work. Well, if we want to go back in our PDF, so go to the previous page, then within the on pressed, I'm going to be taking a look at the PDF controller pinch. I'm going to be calling a method on it, which is going to be previous page. It's going to take a duration of how long it's going to take for us to animate from the current page towards the page that we're going. So this is going to be duration. And then I found out that milliseconds and approximately 500 milliseconds for it was a good value. And the curve is how are we going to animate, in what behavior are we going to animate from one page to another. So you can experiment with this and you can achieve many cool outcomes. So what I found was that linear was the best one in my opinion if you want to keep your app just looking good and classy. So now what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be going to a page like 3, and then if I press the back button, it's taking me back. And now if I change the duration to, let's just say 200 milliseconds, and then I go back, you're going to see that we animate much faster. So it just totally depends upon your taste. I found 500 milliseconds to be the best. Then I'm going to be copying this function. I'm coming to icons button, arrow forward. And for this on pressed function callback, I'm going to be pasting it in. And now I'm going to be doing next page instead of previous page, and everything else will remain the same. So now when I press the next page, it takes me to the next page. And since we used the PDFView pinch, we already have the ability to actually use the pinch gesture on our device to actually zoom into our PDF. So for that, if you want to test it on a simulator for Android, if you're testing it on Mac OS or Linux, I believe you can press the command button. For Windows, it's going to be control or shift, something like that. But if you hold command, you're going to see that on Android, you're going to see this kind of a UI appear. And then if you drag your mouse up or down, you can zoom in or out. So you can zoom into your PDF and you can see that no matter how much we zoom into it, we do not lose any quality. And this is the benefit of using a PDFView pinch. So if you're using the normal PDF view, then you would still have the ability to zoom into your PDF, but the quality would deteriorate. It's not going to be as sharp as you can see right now. So with that, that's pretty much it for today's tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. As always, stay happy, stay healthy, keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.